Hi Sagittarius, thank you for being here with the Cleo Alchemy Tarot Station. I'm going to look into your chakra energies for the first couple of weeks of May and see if Spirit or your higher self has guided you here to give you a little nudge in the right direction, maybe some confirmation or just some support from the universe. So I've shuffled your cards off camera and I'm now going to split the deck and get on with your reading. Ooh. Something clingy there. Okay, so at your root, you've got the Five of Wands. Sacral Chakra, you've got the Devil. Okay, Solar Plexus, you've got the Hanged Man. In the heart space, the Eight of Swords. Throat Chakra, you've got the King of Cups. Okay, Pineal, you've got the Eight of Wands. And to Crown, you've got the King of Wands. Okay, bottom of the deck, the Seven of Swords. So straight off the bat, it seems to me like there's some conflict, some chaos, putting you into a kind of anxious space. So you'll know if this resonates with you straight away because these are quite heavy energies here. All right, there's something, it seems, messing with your creative energies, okay? And you may feel like your life force energy in your solar plexus has kind of been stagnated, like you're kind of waiting for something to change, or something's got you sort of feeling like you're in limbo. All right, okay. It does look like if you can get to an emotional level with this King of Cups in your throat space chakra, it's a chakra of communication. It's a chakra of, you know, expressing yourself. All right. So I feel like the key here is to find your leveling emotionally. And that's what's going to give you the key out, because we've got the Eight of Swords here in the heart space. So the Eight of Swords represents sort of like a mental 3D prison that you're in. Bearing in mind that the mind is all and all is mind. So everything that happens to us, it's really happening in the mind. We all share a sort of mind-to-mind field of life, if that makes sense. Now, the conflict here, it's coming from the root chakra. So that means it's something that's sort of rooted possibly in something from your childhood or your past, okay? Something toxic that may be stagnating your creative energies right now. Now, the good thing is we've got the Eight of Wands in the third eye space. So what that means is Spirit is most definitely overlooking this situation. And there is great opportunity here for this situation to be a great catalyst for you to really get to know your authority with the King of Wands. I'm getting the sense here with the King of Wands as well that there's a very mighty, I would say, ancestral energy overlooking this situation. It feels like to me someone can see you shining. We've got the Seven of Swords and the Sun card here. It sort of feels to me like whoever this resonates with, someone can see how powerful your light is, okay? And they kind of want you in limbo. They kind of want to sort of put you in this mental prison, or, you know, stop your light spreading throughout our whole realm, because this whole world is about spiritual warfare, okay? It's about letting the divine win over that lower part of the human condition, you know? It's something we've all got in us. We've all got shadow and we've all got divine energy in us. And the shadow, of course, can be brought up to a divine level, but that's another video for another time. But here I feel like you are going to find your authority, and I feel like the key to this, they're telling me meditation on this Eight of Wands here. So there may be some communication you need to pick up on, either through meditation. I mean, it's about getting yourself to a frequency where you can connect with those more subtle energies, okay, the more subtle energy forms that the chaos of the 3D world can sort of make you feel blocked from. I'm going to clarify, okay, and see if we can get some more information. So if there has been a conflict going on recently, it could be an internal conflict. It could be a conflict with someone outside of yourself. Hermit energy. Okay, could be a Virgo. I mean, the conflict for some of you could be like you're sort of battling with yourself, I feel. Yeah, maybe there's an old way of doing things versus a new way of doing things, and you're kind of trying your best to kind of get the wheels moving. I can sort of, they're giving me a vision of a wheel on a cart. Funnily enough, it's an old, like a horse and cart. sort of stuck in the mud or stuck against a rock kind of thing. And I think the key out for you with whatever this situation is, again, this is a general reading, is that communication with the higher level energies, communicating with the ethers and getting your heart very balanced here so that you can communicate clearly, not just with other people, but with yourself and with the universe, and let the universe know what it is you actually want to attract in here. One more, please. Five of Wands. Okay, there may be something calling out to you. Something that you were put here to do, something that has been planned before you were born, okay? So something your higher self has got great knowledge about. And the Eight of Wands is telling me that your higher self wants you to communicate, wants you to meditate, wants you to connect, wants you to quiet the outside noise of the 3D and to really find your authority here with this King of Wands here. King of Wands is very confident, full of spiritual power, which is ruled by fire. Fire rules spiritual power. Okay, so this is about sort of getting your emotional energies and your spiritual energies working in tandem to clear out any blockages. I feel like this Devil card in the position of your sacral chakra being the creative center of our bodies, I feel like it needs to be unblocked. Okay, it's sort of like a clogged drain at the moment. We've got the Eight of Wands again. So yeah, that confirms that what you really need to do is take time out and reflect, especially if this is someone you've been fighting with or a battle with yourself. You've got to find a new platform of the mind to receive these messages on. Okay, and remember, this is why we're all here. We're all here to, I don't want to say battle, but we're all here to evolve ourselves and get past these toxicities within ourselves, toxicities that we attract in others that are always a reflection of our internal state. I have two more for the Devil, please. Two more. Two of Pentacles, yeah, back and forth, maybe a bit destabilized. I feel like there's something you want to do and it's not quite taking off. There's defensiveness here, but there's also great strength, okay? The last few steps up a mountain are always the hardest few steps. That's what they're giving me here, all right? And they're sort of really, you know, watching over you here. I can really feel an ancestral energy watching over you in this reading and sort of cheering you on, like, come on, you can do it. You've got a few more steps. It's like the last mile of a marathon is kind of the vibe I'm getting here. I feel like there is a fresh path for you once you get past this Five of Wands inner conflict. I feel like there also, it feels like perhaps there's this reflection from the outside of people just seeming to sort of rub you up the wrong way or take you the wrong way. And I feel like that's a sign from the universe that it's time for a new path and it's time to unclog this blockage here, whatever toxicity this is. With the Eight of Wands, there's a great potential. Oh, wow. We've got the Hanged Man, clarifying the Hanged Man. But as I was saying, with the Eight of Wands, there's a great potential for you to fly past this toxicity. It's like an arrow being pulled back. And the further you pull it back and the further you pull it back and the further the arrow thinks it's, you know, the arrow, if it had consciousness, it would feel like, oh no, I'm being held back, I'm going backwards. Then all of a sudden it's released and it's like, woo, it's flying over, right? All right, definite limbo here. Definitely also a need to relinquish control, all right? And relinquish control to those higher forces and trust in the universe. Okay, yeah, something in your past that's sort of got you sort of tied up, held back. Spirit wants to remind you that every moment is a fresh now moment, no matter how confusing the past feels, no matter how much it feels like, oh my God, how am I ever going to get out of this? There's always new thoughts to be had. There are always new feelings to be felt. We have free will to conjure through our mind whatever we need to conjure up, okay? But again, our stories are very hypnotic, okay? So our family members, our relationships, we're highly affected, of course, by all those things. And that's part and parcel of being in this realm and being on Earth. It's all about us learning those lessons and going through those things. So I feel like, Sag, you've got a little battle on your hands, okay? But remember, your main opponent is always yourself, okay? Even if there's tons of people around you who seem to be putting you down or challenging you. The main challenge is always internal, which I think is beautiful because it gives us the control back. It gives us the responsibility, but also the power to change whatever we need to. Tell me about the Eight of Swords, please, Spirit. Eight of Swords, Two of Cups. Okay. So definitely could be a close relationship that was very reciprocal or is very reciprocal, but it's got you in a kind of tangle. Right, yeah, Six of Swords. So something you're possibly thinking about moving away from, or you have moved away from. Let's see, one more piece of advice. Oh, who are you? King of Cups. Right, again, the King of Cups. So there's definitely an energy here of, you know, someone you could have been in love with, very close to, emotionally attached to, all right? And I feel like this situation was probably sent to you to ease you onto a spiritual path where you got to learn how to balance your emotions and realize the power and strength of your emotions within yourself, not outside of yourself, not reliant on anyone else. And I know the inner child in all of us wants to be saved and loved and held forever, but a lot of the time we look for love in all the wrong places when really we need to zone into our higher self and channel that love in through the ethers first. And trust me, I know that's so much easier said than done, but it's what we're all here for. We've got the Five of Wands. Again, repeating cards here, lots of repeating cards. So I don't know if this is a situation that keeps on coming around, keeps on repeating. And luckily the universe will do that. It will keep bringing to us what we're conjuring over and over again so we can do the spiritual lesson. It's kind of like, you know, being allowed to take a test over and over again till we get it right. And the universe is perfectly balanced and perfectly arranged, so that we keep getting that repeat. Okay, I know myself in my life, I've had things repeat over and over again till I sort of cracked the code. It's like cracking a code. It's like evolving yourself to a higher format so that you can get through. It's like invisible doors in the non-physical and burst through. But what this is telling is you can do this, Sag. Okay, you've got the wisdom, all right, and you've got that spiritual fire in you to really get things moving and hit any target you want. That is your nature. Okay, but I feel like, you know, you're quite an adventurous one, Sag, and this devil blocking your sacral chakra is limiting your creative power right now, and that's what's got you in limbo, and it's stopping the flow through your solar plexus of those life force energies that will really make you feel like yourself again. Okay, let's see what the Eight of Wands is. And I feel like there's been conflict, all right? There's been conflict around this King of Cups energy, all right? Someone who probably could be a bit over-emotional. Maybe they make you feel a little bit over-emotional. Okay, Nine of Pentacles here. All right, so again, this is confirming that when you zone into your higher self and you get yourself grounded and you know as a single individual that you've got yourself rooted and you've manifested what you need in your life, and you're really living life as who you truly are, things will sort themselves out themselves. But you have to connect with the ethers and get that connection going for yourself. Otherwise, our external relationships and things like that will always seem to be not quite right, or, you know, not really fit our souls in the way we would prefer. Anything else to add on to the Nine of Pentacles? This is really about you finding your strength, your spiritual strength and your spiritual courage to not rely on anything outside of yourself. And look at this, this is beautiful. We've got the Victory card here and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like once you shut out that, maybe it's an internal voice, once you shut out the battles and the arguments and lower vibrational situations and people, and really find your place in the world and really root yourself into that, into your own being. And that doesn't mean staying in the same place, or, you know, it doesn't mean having to be physically in the same place, but once you find your spiritual rooting, like once you're rooted spiritually and connected, so you want to cover all your bases, you want to be rooted spiritually with this root chakra to stop that conflict with the Five of Wands in your root chakra, And once you connect to the ethers with meditation, with self-care, with raising your vibration any way you can, you really will find victory here. Let's see about this King of Wands, because I feel like this is you in your power and in your strength, Sag. I feel like you're gonna find your positioning here. All right, there could be an offer coming in, could be an apology. You could hear from someone that you're friends with or someone that you've got a connection with. It could be quite an idealistic connection. Could be someone you had very fond energies that you shared or that you felt for this person. And I feel like once you get to this King of Wands positioning, the offers will come in, all right, and be more than you expected, or more than you would have got from this anxious energy, this Eight of Swords energy. And the Devil, Hanged Man, Five of Wands. It's quite an intense situation, but the more intense the situation is, the more free we feel once we manage to crack the code and get through that metaphysical door and find more of who we really are. We've got the Knight of Wands, which is your card. It's a Sagittarius card here, all right? And I feel like there will be beautiful energies incoming for you, and there will be offers and movement, lots of movement, once you manage to just crack the code. And for a lot of you, I do feel like it's an internal battle. I feel like it's something from childhood that you've kind of maybe been stuck on for quite a while now, that's hindering your creative energies, keeping you rooted in conflict. And in your heart space, there's probably a feeling of anxiety, a feeling of things being not quite right. Maybe you're externalizing, or, you know, you feel like someone else can solve your problems, or that you need to move towards. It could be someone, you know, it could be this urge you have to move towards a different partner to kind of help you escape this anxiety. Maybe you're craving a relationship. But I definitely feel like if you can get this balanced out, you've got great energies coming in, and there's a sense of gentleness in these energies. Even though it's the Knight of Wands, there's adventure, but with the Page of Cups there too, there's a sense of being your own best friend and going on your own adventures. And that this could give you that sense of balance and that sense of happiness and really equilibrium. They're giving me equilibrium, okay? But you've just got to get past these, I feel like it like bumps on the road, okay? But these are great cards. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands with the Eight of Wands. I feel like you're going to get a big, fast movement, okay? And you're going to feel rooted, grounded, happy, stable, once you realize that the 3D is somewhat of an illusion, and we don't need to keep thinking about the past and going over it, and we don't have to identify with that. We don't have to make anything from our past our identity. And again, like I say, it can be very hypnotic, and that's the whole point in this world, is to hypnotize us into certain states and to see if we can remember who we truly are at a higher level. And I feel like you're going to do it, Sag, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Beautiful energies here. Just beware, because we've got the Seven of Swords here. So this could mean someone's trying to be a bit sneaky or lying, or, you know, trying to pull the wool over your eyes or whatever. But it can also mean a situation that you've got to slip out of. You've got to be a bit like 007 and you know, look after number one and do what you've got to do for your spiritual path here, because there's definitely been a lot of waiting around on some issue in your life that I feel like needs to change now. One more card to close, please, Spirit. Wow, we've got the Title card. So this is telling me that this is somewhat of a spiritual initiation for you. This is something that you were meant to go through. This is something that's going to evolve your soul into a more supreme version of you, like Sagittarius version 2.0, you know, and that you're really going to merge with your higher self in a more beautiful way. And you're going to feel that strength coming through, okay, once you get through these devil energies. Anyway, Sag, I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. You've also got the Star on the bottom of the deck, another confirmation that this is a test, this is a challenge for you to remember your magnificence, all right?